Well,
Yes.
anyways, though, so yeah, we're back and ready to go, with probably the last session of this leg of the campaign. Not the end of the campaign, unless you guys want to be, but we'll figure that out in the 2 week hiatus we're gonna have, if you want to start something new or not. But in any case,
Do we have a 2 week hiatus? I missed.
I'm not gonna. Next week I will be gone the whole week. I'm on a canoeing trip, so
And then this weekend.
yeah.
That's 1 week.
Yeah, that's only 1 week still.
Oh yeah, I guess it's 1 week, but it's like a 2 week span of time, is what I guess I was saying. We had 2 weeks to think about it. Till our next
Everyone
session.
knows that the week starts on Friday.
Yeah. Anyways, though, so let
Unless you
me
talk
add
to my
this down.
boss and all of my company, then they think it starts on Sunday.
So do one of you guys want to do? Yeah, technically it does, which is
Or
stupid though.
no, not Sunday, Monday.
Oh yeah, in the Spanish-speaking world, it starts on Monday, which is better.
I
but-
think it starts on Sunday. And I get annoyed when the schedule is Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it starts on Wednesday.
I mean, I think.
Alright, so-
I think it's like most...
I have an argument for Sunday being the final day of the week.
Yeah,
It's part of the weekend.
Well, you
Yeah.
see,
I agree with this.
when you're in elementary school and are a little kid, I'll
You
agree
are a
with
little kid.
No, see, my pay periods start on Sunday. Start of the week.
Every job that I've ever had, the pay period starts on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Except
I
for this
think
job.
yeah, officially that is the start of the week, but it should be Monday. We all know that.
Every calendar you'll
Um,
ever see is Sunday through Saturday.
Yep, except in the Latin-speaking world. Well, not
So
Latin,
they're
wrong. They don't
the
exist,
Latin,
though.
the
Yeah,
Spanish-speaking
well-
world.
Because they're all.
they,
They're
they,
wrong, so-
they don't exist.
Hey, tokens are.
So-
You're correct,
Sorry
actually.
about that.
Yes.
I have your token set up now, and I think
Add more tokens. Yes.
Okay, add more tokens.
I will add more tokens.
So let's see. Do you guys want to do a quick little recap? Any of you guys want to do?
Was last session the one where everybody
Yeah.
died?
It was.
Yes.
All right.
Go
So
for it, Drag.
I will go for it. So we were walking, and then there was a carnival sort of dealio. It was like a big tent, and there was a creepy sign outside that was personalized for us.
Yep.
And then we wanted to avoid that because it was creepy. But someone in the group, I won't name names, Ulf,
He's
decided
not here to feel guilty, so
decided
He's
it would
not.
be a good idea to go and check inside the creepy tent. And there was a creepy man inside. And then, not wanting to leave the one person we still had with us to die, the rest of the group went back to the tent. And the creepy man pulled out a creepy sword. And Miles was all like, "Hey, I know that sword. Why isn't it way back to the east still? This
Yeah.
guy must have stolen it."
Like
or
3 weeks
something."
away. Yeah. Mm.
so why did you tell us to run away from the creepy man?
So Miles is curious about that sort of thing. So he decides to go inside the tent and talk with the man. And then I'll say he'll give him the sword if we draw 5 cards. Then Layna over here decides to draw 10.
Layna isn't over here anymore.
Layna under there or somewhere
Layna
else.
is everywhere now.
Yeah.
She is with God now.
I did not.
Layna
I mean,
decides to draw 10 cards. She draw
At least
3.
She got her heat resistance before she went to hell.
She drew 3. And then
actually, I don't even remember what the first two were. It was Rogue and what was the other one?
The moon.
The Moon. That's right. The Wishes. The Wishes, and then some NPC became hostile to you, but doesn't really matter when you draw the void.
are
after
in
that.
hell.
If
Yeah.
only you had wished for the creepy man to fuck off.
Alright.
What an
And
interesting-
after she went
Honestly,
bye-bye,
like, thinking about it, that's probably more accurate.
We
After
have
she
to
went
retcon
bye-bye.
that whole situation.
I'm pretty sure the cards draw by themselves, anyways.
No, you have to draw them.
Exactly. Yeah. If you refuse to draw them, they just take effect after an hour, or the next one.
All right.
does, So.
So, after Layna
But I
went
still could
bye-bye,
have wished for the man to fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Anyways,
After
continue,
Layna went
Drake.
there were 2 more cards that had to be drawn. So Nox and Miles split them. Miles got to become even more super charismatic, and Nox got a friend. Her first one ever.
That's definitely
Wow, that's so rude.
And
Oh yeah, I forgot
Then
you just got
Ulf-
an ability score.
he did.
Ulf decided that he wanted the sack that the cards came in. For some reason. It's not
I've
like
been
it's
asking for
any
a bag hold
good.
for a long damn time, boy.
Who
So
got the sword?
I did.
Yeah, sure you did.
So Ulf decides to play another game with the man. And I forget how many cards he had to draw. 2?
2.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
he had to
one
drop
for
2.
information on where Layna's soul was being held, and then
Yeah.
2 would get you the bag.
So he draws a card. Guess what it is?
Ulf
He's
didn't
in
even
hell
find out
now.
where he was getting sent because he just went.
Presumably hell.
The information wasn't given until after he was gone.
Thank God he pulled that card for the information, though.
And then Nox pulled the final card to get the fancy bag. And here we are.
Yeah,
I got a morning star.
yeah. She also got the Morning
yeah.
Star with the card
Yeah.
itself.
I could
Yeah.
have sworn at that point is when Miles pulled one.
No, that was
No,
it. After
I only
that.
pulled 1 and it was
Yeah.
before that.
That was you guys pulled 7. And then
And then we got teleported next to Anna.
next to Anna.
And then we ended.
A whole 100
Yeah,
yards
well,
down the road.
before we ended, you guys got up to a like overlook point near like basically
Yeah,
at the end of the
we
valley
met
where this thing
Matt's
is.
new character.
Yep, and you met Matt's new character, whose backstory has been fleshed out, and Perplex's new character will be joining us soon.
Yeah. Some bush gremlin
Bush.
fell out of the woods.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we'll go ahead and pick up again. So you guys were here, and you guys know that it'll be probably a couple days until the rest of the group, your sort of mercenaries, get here under the command of Rheinbout. Do you have anything you're gonna try to do in the meanwhile, or are you just gonna lay low? And Matt, does your character like ask the group about anything to try and get to know them better or anything like that in that time
Nope.
period?
Ow!
Wow.
Wow.
Well, we should
Probably sits around and talks with them while we're waiting. Just talking to them about general things that everybody would already know.
should probably decide how we want to approach this.
Yep. Although you could, of course, wait till Rainbow gets there to do that. But I mean, I'm assuming you'd have time to plan too. But if there's nothing in particular, you guys will have plenty of time to plan once Perplex's character and Rainbow get there and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Let's just wait for-
so yeah, we can wait till then. I'm not gonna ambush you guys or anything. I'm just, I'll tell you. Now.
All right.
You
Let's
guys,
see.
I'm actually not even gonna make you guys roll the random encounters thing, because my thinking is, well, basically, this big thing here has warded off all the natural wildlife and other things, so whatever.
I am going to offer to play cards with someone. Anyone.
And I'm going to say that sure we played cards, but let's fast forward.
Hooray!
All right, hold on. I'm adding your token for you, Matt, because I don't know if you needed me to do that or not, but I'm gonna do
Just
it.
don't ask Anna to play cards. She might Eldritch Blast the deck.
But it's a normal deck of cards.
Wait, is that the
Is that
token you wanted to use, Matt?
Is it the?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I set it up for you. Tell me if it is working. If that works.
Nice.
Also, who put Nox's sister on the map as a token?
What?
Haha, I get it.
So
Okay.
anyways, though.
She
It
had
was
a
all
demon crawl out of
spooky.
her. She had a weird, shadowy demon thing
Oh,
come
yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah.
Spectre.
That's the Spectre. That's Nox's Spectre.
Respecter.
So
God.
yeah.
Oh god.
Spectre
So
sister.
big.
So the
Spectre, my authority.
so we'll skip forward then to when the rest of the group arrives. Actually, so probably what would happen is that the 2 days, it would definitely be 2 days, at least maybe 3. But after a couple days, then Actually, what would happen is the giant would show up first, and he wouldn't be flying in because that would, the enemies might see that. He's not that dumb.
Saying he has basic human intelligence.
Yeah, so he's he
Basic
actually,
giant intelligence.
but he comes walking into the camp from a ways away, walking like next to the griffin or the griffin behind him, so they can fit through the forested area here. And you guys hear his stomping from a ways away.
A ways away.
So
he's still dumb.
well, he's not
He's
like
not even trying to sneak.
you guys are like a mile away from the place. You can see it, but it's a long ways away. It's not the
mile
opposite.
away, but we're
A
sitting
mile
overhead.
away.
No, but well. So, anyways, hey, you guys are you guys all hear him, and he calls out to you. Maybe not too loud, not yelling, because that might echo enough. But he calls out and tells you that who it is. He says, it's like Srefim of the Moor here. And so Matt, your character has not seen this guy before.
Nope.
But you see this big old giant, like more than 20 feet tall, walking into the campsite, followed by a giant griffin. And the giant Seraphim is going to look around at you all and be like, he's actually gonna like sit down and be like, Where are the others? And who is this little... What are you? Are you, No, it couldn't be.
Well,
Who's
the others you'd have to ask. What did they call itself? Sartro?
Sortro.
Sortro?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You'd have to ask whatever that was, where the others are.
Sortro. This name is not familiar to me.
According
You
to a
can use
magical
both.
tent man, our friends pulled magical cards from a magical deck and sent themselves to hell.
They... What?
Exactly.
This, that's not good.
Yes, it wasn't the greatest experience in my life. But,
Speaking of which, Anna's going to grab the wand and cast Detect Magic again and see if the giant looks magical. She's gonna start doing this to any slightly mythical creature she can find.
No, I don't think he would go magically, no. So,
well, the sword on my hip sure is magical.
yeah. Yeah. But anyways, so he looks down at Matt's new character and is like, and
who's actually cowering behind someone?
okay,
at
so
this
he
moment?
so he probably caught a glance at you and is now trying to look around whoever you're hiding behind, and he's like, and little sir, if I may, are you a gnome?
Well, of course.
I saw one of your kind a couple 100 years ago, but I didn't think they still roamed these parts.
Well, we do.
May I? Are you still cowering?
Not necessarily.
Okay. So he's like, he actually like reaches down with his big like giant hand. And he's like, well, may I at least have the honor of meeting you formally?
He probably grabs this thing by its finger.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably like its pointer finger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, I am Srefim of the Moor, and if you are, presumably, since you are with my friends and allies here, then you are here to help us as well.
Roywin. And yes, I am.
Very well. And now he looks at the whole group. He's like, the rest of the group should be here by sunset or a little before that.
Good.
We can prepare to attack tomorrow, presumably. And so then he'll just like be hanging out from that point on. So we'll skip forward again to the point when the group arrives. So the group comes marching in, and actually you notice that there is, I think, so the group had been whittled down to about 15 people from like 20 or something. And you notice actually that it looks like 1 or 2 more are missing. However, there's one new person with the group. So Rhinemout comes in leading, and with Yordred and Richard beside him. But you see actually that right next to Richard is that is where you would be, right? Purplex, probably.
Maybe.
Next to Richard, since he's the one that you're friends with. I don't know. It's up to you. But coming in with the group is a face that you guys haven't seen before.
I'm going to shoot Rhinebout a slight smile and say, "Replace me so soon, have you?"
Also, Purplex, do you want to describe your character?
Sure. If you would go to my bio page, you will see me.
Yeah, but can you describe yourself for the rest of the group and for the stream?
Yeah. I'm an elf. 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Dark skin. Undercut. Black hair.
All right. And
Yellow eyes.
you have like what color are your eyes? It's like white eyes, right, or like yellow eyes? What are they?
I just said yellow eyes.
Okay, yellow eyes. Okay, cool. And so for actually, I'm trying to think about which of you.
I carry a bow.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about which of you would know
Nice.
what type of elf that Purplex's new character is. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have each of you roll me a history check, because these things are not native to here, to this island. So
Wow.
I'm almost certain that it is not the case, but is it related to fey, fiends, or creatures of undeath?
Hey,
I mean, elves are kind of fey, yeah. Yeah, I would say so in this case, and it's an easy check anyways. So if you want to roll,
Well,
so yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Oh no, so you
oh, good for
does Anna want to roll too? Oh my, so okay, so Miles is the only one actually. Obviously, you all know that it's an elf, but Miles, you're the only one that knows that this is a mountain elf, which are, in general, not nearly as common as the other types, as wood elves and like field elves, as I call them. So you know that this is a mountain elf. You know that lots of times they are sort of like on the fringes of society and live a much harsher life than other elven subraces. But yeah,
That's based on perspective.
yeah, that's true. Anyways, though, so you know that, Drake.
Yeah.
But so, anyways,
I'm
Rhinemout.
going to ask Richard who the round ears are.
The round. He's like, so he responds. I'm assuming in Elvish, you guys are speaking. But he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, these are allies that Rhinemout and I had found on our journeys. They are to help us in taking out these cultists. I didn't do my slight accent there, whatever.
I shrug.
Yep. And Rhinemout, because Miles had said that comment about like replacing him, and so Rhinemout walks over to Miles and is like leading the group in to this little campsite, and he's like, yes, let me introduce you to an ally that we had made a while ago, actually before I met you even, Miles. A few weeks ago, I met two here.
Odd name, but I suppose it can only be expected of a mountain elf.
I roll my eyes.
Two here had not joined us originally when we had found you, Miles, because she is a lady of action. But she'll be joining us now, and I promise that as far as I know, we can all trust her, and and Richard trusts her, and so do I.
All right.
Very well then, and so at this point, Reinbelt like waves to the rest of the men and basically says, like set up your camp. We need to be ready to, but prepare for an attack tomorrow. And so then Reinbelt sort of like motions to all of you guys in particular, as well as Jordred and Richard. But he motions for you all to come and like huddle somewhere off to the side.
Okay.
And he's like, what? First off, what of the others? Fill me on what's
They're in
happening.
hell now.
They're in hell.
It was a bit of a game gone wrong.
And Streffen would probably be here, so he would probably like chime and be like, "Yeah, they already told me about it," you know. And so Reinbelt is like, so you're saying they won't be joining us in our attack?
That is correct.
I did hope that. Well, Ulf and Layna were both. He had never met Layna, did he? No, he did at the Drake Slayer. Yeah.
Nope.
Layna was there for the Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was.
So he's like Ulf and that new girl Layna, because he only met her like once or twice. He's
Oh,
like.
yeah.
He's
I
like.
told him to like kill himself or something,
he's like.
because that's what he wanted.
He's like Ulf and that other harsh lady, Layna. They certainly would have been useful. But yes, I suppose. And then he looks over at the gnome and is like, "And you, who might you be?"
Raven.
And I'm gonna actually roll to see if he would know what you are. There's a good chance he will, but he's like, are you? You're a gnome, aren't you?
Last I checked.
I met a couple of your folk on the mainland.
Oh, you've been to the mainland, have you?
Probably not my folk.
Your type is what I meant. And yes, I met Richard on the mainland. But and you're here to help us too, then, gnome?
I am now.
Yes, very well. In that case, I believe it's time for us to determine our course of action, to figure out our plan. You all, voice crack. You all have been here. You all have been here a few days, and I'm assuming you have some information. Did you find anything else while you were out? While you were in town, either? We have not seen each other since the Drake's Lair.
Well, the gnome here seemed to have a great deal of information.
Yep.
And Reinbot actually kind of maybe looks at you a little more suspiciously now, quite obviously, at Roywin. And is like, oh really? And where did you get this information?
What?
Where did you get your information?
Oh. I watched them.
Oh. Very well. Well,
Never thought of that.
if the rest of the group trusts you, then I suppose we'll be happy to have your help.
Oh, I'm a far cry from trusting him, but his information seemed useful.
Yes, I suppose there's no reason he would just randomly tell information. Though, if it turns out to be faulty, we'll know who to blame. Very well. What information do you all have, and what do you suggest we do with it?
I tell them the information I know.
Okay. About like the
Everything.
Okay. Do you even tell him about like the prisoner or like people that looked like they were being forced to work in the fields, the women and children?
Yep.
Okay. And so the rest of the group, you get this information too. If you didn't have it, well, most of you did, but Perplex, your new character, didn't. And Yordred and Rheinbout and Richard and Strepham all listen in intently, and after you're done, then they are like, then Rheinbout looks to you guys actually, and looks at all of you and basically just says, "Well, do we have any ideas?"
Well, there should be a bunch of kobolds showing up any day now as well.
Yeah, so you sent for them too. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm surprised they weren't here first. They were closer.
Yes, well, that will be of great help to us. That puts our numbers at, if it's all the kobolds, that puts our numbers at about 50.
In fact, out of character, like, I immediately sent them a message, whereas the giant had to go back and talk to the rest of them. Must be them stubby legs.
Yeah.
Or they fell off cliff.
Don't worry, I got it handled.
Oh, you took care of them.
Yeah, you'll see. Anyways, though, so Rheinbout is like, that puts our numbers up to 50, and it sounds like, from what Roywin here has told us, that we might be up against roughly equal numbers. But we don't know exactly. And not to mention, as you can see, and he points to the compound that's in the distance, and sun is starting to go down, so there's actually, you can see like some torches lit. You guys obviously are not using any torches or campfires or anything at night, but he's like, the problem here is that they of course also have the walls guarding them, and who knows what else they prepared in there. Well, do you all... So Anna, you have the kobolds that you have told to arrive, and I also just realized he I skipped over this, but he definitely would have been confused about Alejandro as well.
Oh yeah.
The obviously foreigner human.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Extremely alternate world Spanish.
We're
figure.
You know what, we should retcon that into earlier in the conversation when he looked at Roy.
How about he's been standing so attentively behind Nazism anymore.
Okay, yeah.
He's like her cloak now.
Alright. We'll say at this point in time he notices, or maybe Alejandro was going and getting firewood. Well, you don't have a fire.
Maybe
though.
he took invisibility.
He was taking a piss or something. But anyways, though, so he notices Alejandro.
Firewood.
Yeah, he notices Alejandro now, and he's like, oh, and who might this be?
This is my retainer,
Yes, I am Alejandro de Sorilia.
as you said.
and Rheinbout is like, from Cerilia, all the way.
You see that magical deck also sent him here.
Ah, the same one that took Ulf and Layna. This deck sounds like quite a strange thing.
I whisper in his ear. Yeah, he's a slave, but he doesn't realize it.
And he's like, and so he's loyal to you then, Nox. Very well.
Obviously.
Very well.
I just want you to like slap the shit out of him. Like, sure.
And so
I do that.
so
No.
I'm just taking his word for it right now.
So
So rude.
he'll
Like, why wouldn't you though?
Nox isn't evil.
Sure.
So he
I mean, that's not evil then.
Yes, it is.
it's kind of rude, yeah.
It's not evil enough to
maybe-
make you evil, though.
Maybe
It
he
is
likes
evil,
it.
though.
Yeah. So anyways though, so he
Good people do bad things.
Rheinbout is looking at you guys and he's like, well, to be honest, it seems like you all are still mourning the loss of your friends, or perhaps have that on your mind. I have an idea, but I would really like to hear if you all had any first. You are the ones who really gotten us this far. You killed the Drake and have found most of the vital information. We could, of course, always just attack the compound head on. But there are other options too.
None of your men have happened to scrounge up any strange stones off of cultists, have you?
Any strange stones? No, I don't think any of them have.
Well, I suppose we'll have to just take our chances at either the walls or the gate in that case, unless we can have someone drop us over the wall.
Looks that giant and Griffin.
The giant, he looks at you all and he says, "What about the way you freed me from the Drake, from his lair?"
That was in a different place.
What about it?
No, that's, what I mean is your friends there drew the attention, right? When you rescued me, the kobolds were not around. You had killed the ones that were. I saw their bodies.
Well, there was 2 entrances into the kobold's lair. To our knowledge, there's only 3 ways into this temple complex: over the wall, through the gate, or teleportation. And we don't have any of the stones to teleport.
And so and you guys, by the way, so the walls aren't that high. I think I said like 20 feet the first time, or like 15 feet. So they're not that high. And he looks down towards the compound across the valley. He's like, "Well, I could certainly fly you over. It might take 2 trips if I'm riding the Griffin too. But I could certainly get us over into the compound with your group, but it won't be they won't be surprised, I don't think." Oh, I actually forgot to mention something that is kind of important that you guys would have seen throughout the couple days when you're looking down at this place. The area around the walls is actually, the trees were kind of like coming right up to it, but they've been, it actually looks like some of the trees have been cut down now. There's actually like a bit of space between the walls and the forests on every side of the compound, and this looks like it was done recently.
How much space?
Like maybe like 50 feet.
And how tall are the trees on the edge?
Not too tall, maybe like on average 30 feet? I don't know. I think it's pretty tall, but well, they're not huge.
Alright.
Well, what about you, Mr. Giant? You look about tall enough to peek over those walls.
Oh, that's not... I agree, and I could get over the walls easily, but I just worry that I draw a lot of attention.
Well, is there anything you could do to draw attention away? Or disguise approach?
And so Rheinbelt will say, he'll be like, "Well, hold on, why... The giant did mention that the approach you all took in the Drake's Lair of sneaking past, and obviously that was different. There was a different entrance, but perhaps we could split up into different groups or somehow attack from different directions."
I suppose, but there's one entrance and 20-foot walls over the rest of it.
Say, Giant, forgive me, I can't remember your name. How strong are you? Out of curiosity.
He looks at you and like looks down at his arms and like flexes and he's like, and you see these big rippling muscles, and he's like, "I'm strong enough."
Can he carry a tree?
Absolutely, unless
Has
it's
he
a
not
giant
already?
tree. Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, absolutely, unless it's a giant tree.
And how stealthy are you, despite your size?
I would not want to count on myself for anything in that regard.
So what I'm thinking is, if we can get Rheinbout and his men, and probably the kobolds as well, to distract the majority of the guard at the gatehouse, we might be able to take one of those trees, lean it against the wall to get over.
And he looks at you and he thinks, and Rheinbout is thinking, everyone's thinking, and Yordred actually, so like Rheinbout's buddy Yordred here is like, he speaks up. He's like, so you'd have our men just be a distraction again, where they could be killed by the enemy. We don't know exactly what they have.
What?
You were cutting
Yeah.
out.
Oh, sorry.
You're dying.
Hold on, let me check to make sure it's not my whole internet thing.
No,
it was just a
it's
temporary thing.
Discord.
Yeah.
It's spiking a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So so Yordred, he speaks out and he's like, I don't think a lot of the men will appreciate being used as a decoy again. Last time, we were snuck up upon in sandwiched between two enemies.
If I recall, last time you were also paid more than any of you will probably ever see again.
I'm the son of a noble. I'm not worried about my own pay. I'm worried about the morale of the men.
I'm just gonna.
Well, let's ask the men.
mutter
Do they
to
have any better
myself in
ideas?
Elven.
Well, they're arguing. Anna's going to look to the giant. Sreefram, you flew when we were fighting those undead in the cave,
Yes.
right? Are you able to do that to other people?
And he's like, you know what? You're right.
By Jove!
That
Flying giant.
if
That's
you
it.
all, that could work. Do you all have any rope?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I can make it so 2 or 3 of you could fly, and then you could just lower a rope down from the wall, and that wouldn't be too hard at all. Meanwhile, and if we did that, I wouldn't even have to be with you, and perhaps I could be with the men. I'm sure they would feel much safer with me by their side.
Yes, actually, you, the men, and the kobolds could all take the gate.
Attack the front.
If you are able to knock down the gate, the kobolds should be able to swarm.
And
Meanwhile, the rest of us go after their leadership.
What sort of lock is on the front gate of this monastery?
I don't think anyone of you would know that, and neither would any of them.
Wow, no one checked.
You guys never were near the front gate, and you can't really see. There's like a gatehouse around it. There's some mechanism inside probably, but other than that, it's probably either there's a mechanism where like a lever, or maybe there's like a bar, but you don't know which of those it would be. And I would say you all been observing this place right from the outside, and it's always closed, the gate.
Well, if we do have a couple of people fly in, I can make 2 people invisible, and they could attempt to open the gate.
And so Rheinbold, he's like, that could work. However, I would ask, what is our real objective here? Are we trying to kill everyone within there, or or
Well, all the cultists.
Yes.
all the cultists. But did you, out of character, had you guys told him about Nox's sister being possessed and stuff?
No, why on earth would I do that?
I don't know. I was just thinking.
I
Well-
explained to Rhinebout back in the day that I was looking for cultists.
Oh yeah. Actually, and he
so he already knows about the people.
That's
I'm
true.
looking for.
And
There is the fact
and
that
you guys
the
did
cultists
kill
double
a
as
demon together.
2 enemies each.
Yeah. So he's like, so Rhinebout is like, he actually, that's right. He'll look over to Miles actually and be like, Miles, you remember, you remember back when we met, that rainy day in Riverdale,
I do believe so.
when we found,
We killed an imp, didn't we?
yes, we killed some sort of imp-like demon, that was inside the body of a man.
Yes.
And they gave us the information that led us to here, and that's when we saved the rest of you all. Well, 2 of you now. In that case, in that instance, there was a demon that had possessed someone, and
Yes.
you were tracking what sounded like a possession as well when you had told me.
Yes, it was something sort of like that. Well, something exactly like that. Just
So
a much more powerful demon.
yeah, so I'd really prefer to kill as little of the cultists as possible, take prisoners. That's my preference. We don't know which of them might also be affected in such manners.
Well, I suppose we'll see what happens, won't we?
I cannot make any promises.
So it is, as I see it, we have a few options then, it sounds like. Struffum here will grant a few of you the ability to fly, and from that point it either becomes, do you stick with us and let all of us in, or do you go off on your own while we cause a distraction? I guess it just comes down to whether or not you wish to launch a full attack from the start, or whether you wish to perhaps try to strike where they're weakest.
I suppose we could do both. Have 2 people go in invisible. Have one person lower a rope while the other opens the door.
He sort of just thinks on that for a second. He's like, interesting.
Whoever attempts to open the gate may well find themselves trapped in there.
Yes, to be honest, I think although my friend Yordred here worries for the morale of the men, I do believe that if we have the giant with us, if we have Struffum, if you're with us, I think we can take the front gate on our own. I would not want to risk you all getting caught up there, even if you are successful in opening the gate. We can, with the force of the kobolds and our men, I think we could probably force the gate. It might just take a little longer.
All right.
If anything, I would make a personal request of you all that perhaps you all focus on finding the leadership of the cult and killing them. Killing Zindarok.
That
Oh,
was the idea.
Yes,
I can guarantee we will have his head.
Yes, I can guarantee you he will not fight alongside his men and things that he views as pawns. And he might even try to run, which is why I do think it's important that you all enter the compound separately and hunt specifically for him and whatever other leaders are with him.
I guess they do have teleportation magic. You may well decide to try and leave that way.
Yes. And
Well, we'll just have to stop them before they do.
And Seraphim is like, he's like, He's like, I am more than willing to be a part of this plan if I can lend my strength to the men and help us get through the gate while you all sneak in from behind or from the side. Then that is what we will do.
Well, it sounds like it's settled then.
Honestly, once we start attacking the monastery in earnest, our giant friend here could probably set the entire force of kobolds on the wall within a matter of seconds.
This is true. Yes, and I suppose the good thing with that, this is the giant speaking, is that I suppose the good thing with that is that if they see that's coming over the walls at them, they'll probably divert all their forces there.
That would be helpful.
If you are able to take the walls and all 4 towers, they'll have quite a bit to deal with.
Yes. I think, to be honest, well, it's been a while since I've been in any battle, and normally I take no pleasure from killing, but when it's a group as evil as this, who were allies of someone who held me hostage and tortured me so, then I am more than willing to join in.
Glad to hear it.
And so Raima looks at you and he's like, well then, are we settled?
Sounds like it.
For what time is the attack? Dawn?
I guess that would depend on these kobolds showing up.
Ah, indeed. And actually, right about this moment, at this exact moment, you hear some distant sounds that sound like little
Some
like
distant meat wads.
that sound like little yells. And they sound like they're getting closer. And after like a minute, after a couple seconds here, all the men are like getting up, and some of them maybe draw their weapons because they are worried. But then they recognize, as it gets closer, you recognize that this is indeed the group of kobolds, and they're being quite loud, probably a little more than they should be. But they come like running into the camp full speed, and like waving weapons around and stuff in a war frenzy.
Well, they don't lack enthusiasm.
Yeah, and Grizzles immediately starts freaking out and goes over and like starts yelling at them in Draconic.
The only rogue kobold ever.
Yeah, he tells them he's like basically he's yelling at them, telling them, and like basically he comes back over and tells you that he's trying to calm them down so they don't alert everyone to your presence. And the elder kobold is there too, and he comes over to you guys and is like, "Sorry that we are late. It took quite a bit of convincing to get our kobolds out of their lair. They were still, reveling."
How many kobolds are there?
There's about 30.
I'm going to hand each of them a silver piece.
And each of them like goes like when you give them that. They're very enthusiastic about that.
That is quite the sound.
And they just start they start doing like a dance and stuff. And then one of them actually the most common yells out to you. He's like, "If there's more like this, then we'll fight with you forever."
That won't be entirely necessary.
Anyway, so
I'm sure you'll find work else.
Grizzles, would you explain to them that their mission is going to be to take the walls and towers tomorrow?
And he goes over there, and like after it takes like 5 or 10 minutes for him to explain it to them, and occasionally you hear them go like, extremely excited, like cheering and stuff. And he comes back over and is like, basically he's like, "Yeah, they're super excited. They would have it no other way than to attack head on.
Head on, applied directly to the kobold.
They were friends of themselves, and they're excited." Yeah. And you can even see in his eyes, he's maybe like a little glimmer of him be like disappointment, like he's like, why are they so dumb, maybe a little glimmer, like maybe he's realizing the error of his pack tactics background.
What's funny to realize is Grizzles is actually more intelligent than
Yeah.
average.
Yeah, he's starting to like the way I'm thinking about it is like as he's starting to be with you guys more, he's starting to like he's getting more accustomed to normal people, and he's like, man, they really are not that smart, or they're just like willing to die in a war frenzy.
Don't worry, I'm sure he'll be a good influence on them in the long term.
But yeah,
How tall is the giant, by the way?
like 25 feet tall, I think I was gonna say, or like 22 feet tall, somewhere in that range. He's pretty tall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just picturing him scooping up like 5 kobolds at a time and just like, all right, you're on the wall, you're on the wall, you're on the wall.
Like honestly,
Pack tactics.
probably all of the kobolds could probably fit like on his shoulders.
Not all of them, yeah.
He could
Space-wise.
probably
I don't
get
know,
some
15
kind of backpack
15 per
design.
shoulder, like.
Yeah, if he
He's been
stretched
at
out his
least-
arms, maybe, yeah. They just like run off his arm.
He's been at least like 6 kobolds.
Have him start
Yeah.
weaving a basket,
No, yeah.
big ass basket to wear.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine just 30
Um,
kobolds swarming over a giant's shoulders onto the wall?
Also, we'll tell Richard that that the thing was taller than that.
The what?
The beast.
Are you going
That's my
to say the thing?
Oh, the beast thing. You're just telling Richard though. In Elvish.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I
like
I know
Rich-
Elvin.
Oh.
So do I.
That's funny. So Richard is like he just
I guess
he-
if you assume we don't know Elvin, it's up to you. Like, if you're being secretive as well as just speaking in Elvin, but
No,
we know Elvin.
almost 90% of the time, my character is going to speak in Elven.
And
because
just
it's
assume
just
that we
like-
don't know it.
Well, no, just because it's the most
natural
natural
language.
language.
Yeah. So he'll
that she knows.
yeah,
Can
he-
I
Like
identify
she knows
that it's
common,
Elven?
but regularly she will almost always speak in Elven.
you can tell it's Elven. You don't have to rely on it. You just don't know what they're saying. Elven's like,
I
most
am
people recognize
going
the sound of it.
to speak something in Sylvan.
Okay.
Can I try to determine what the fuck that was?
If you really
Because
wish.
Sylvan is the language of Fae.
Yeah, I'm assuming I would at least like be like, what was that?
If you really wish, yeah, sure.
It would be
A history
then?
check, yeah. We'll say like
I always
would
roll
personally
such
just
great
say like a
history
flat
checks.
intelligence check.
it's okay. History works.
It's kind of weird.
but-
Like, I don't know.
So though, Richard would also though just
I'll just do it. To,
yep.
Like, whatever.
Oh yeah,
Aha!
you definitely know, yeah.
You
So
fool.
but anyways, so Richard will also though when you say that that's the thing was bigger than that, he nods actually. He doesn't say anything.
What did Dreg say in Sylvan?
I don't know. It was just something. It was just a word. Let's say breadsticks.
Because that would like alert my attention, because I definitely know Sylvan.
That's funny.
So you're just saying fucking gibberish in Sylvan. And
Oh my
suddenly
God.
people are like, what the fuck?
I'm actually
Do
just
I
going. I'm
notice-
going to go up to your character.
Not
I
gonna
am
lie
gonna-
though.
I'm going to speak to you in Sylvan.
Oh.
What do you
Well-
say?
Yeah, you guys replay this up for a sec.
Gonna ask you, what did you just say?
They both speak this weird language.
They're speaking
Well, I
Sylvan.
could tell you were speaking Elvish, and I don't know Elvish, so I figured elves descended or have a relation to creatures of Fae, and so I speak Sylvan, which is the language of the Fae, and I figured you might as well.
Yes, I learned it from the older elves within my village.
Anna looks at Miles and says
And
a
I
dwarven insult.
just kind of look down, and I'm gonna look to you and say a dwarvish insult back, because I also know dwarf.
I kind of cock my head at you and say I wasn't talking to you in dwarven.
I snare.
So Rainbow, this is you guys have been like talking with the kobolds and everything, getting them up to speed, and so Rainbow would call you all back together again at this point, and basically go over the plan again with maybe the elder kobold now, and just be like to all of you guys. He'd be like, so do we attack at dawn then, since we're all here, or another time of the day? When would be best?
I assume most of your men are human. Yes.
He looks back and he's like, yeah.
Yes, we probably should start at dawn.
Many of the cultists were human anyway.
Yes. Very well.
Like,
then,
sure, our kobold friends will be at the disadvantage during the day, but they'll make up for that in sheer numbers.
Yeah. Yes.
And enthusiasm.
Yes. Very well. Well, in that case, and by the way, at this point in time, it is like evening time now. The sun has gone down a little bit ago, a few minutes ago. And so he's like, very well, then I suppose I will talk to the men, probably each individually, and make sure they're all ready. And we should all make ready.
Very well.
Yep. And so at this point, it's up to you guys. If you...
We still have to determine who's going over the wall and doing what.
Yes, yeah. So you guys can determine this, and also you can roleplay out like meeting 2, and you know, still getting Roywin acquainted with everyone, like finding his spot in the group, his niche. So you guys roll. You know, either you guys don't have to even speak in character. You can just talk about your plan.
So, in Sylvan, I am going to say. So, to rhyme out said your name was. Where are you from? I haven't seen any mountain elves around these parts.
I'm just going to point in the direction of where I'm from.
Like northwest, roughly. Yeah.
Yes.
In Elvish, could you at least speak a language that most of us understand?
I'll respond in Elvish. And say, sure.
Wonderful.
Why is my volume mix weird right now?
Yeah. So, but I'm leaving the floor up to you guys right now to determine your plans or roleplay or both. You know.
Speaking in Sylvan, because I don't understand what they just said. So, what, from
So
Fellington?
stupid.
It's not like you all know a common language or anything.
I'm from.
I don't know
You know,
what they
from-
said.
We're rolling the new rules with the languages. Do we all even actually know common?
The Aldish, you know, you all know. So
I know common because if you know two.
yeah, if you know
languages,
2 human ones, then you know. Yeah, but you also all know Aldish, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Like,
So like
pretty
yeah.
much all of us are from the area.
Yeah,
So.
you're gonna
Yes.
just
The only reason this is happening is because two instinctively speak
yeah.
Elven.
You didn't. They don't even know that you speak.
Does anyone else know
Aldish. Oh my
Gothic?
God.
No.
Yeah, I have a unique language.
I mean, that could come in handy, actually. You know. So
Does anybody
anyone
know
else speak
Northern?
Abyssal?
What?
No.
No.
No one else is a demon hunter. Alright, then in Aldish. Alright. Well, I know we all speak this language.
Yes, we do.
I would like to think that my Aldish is very broken.
That's fine.
all right.
So, speaking of who is going to be invisible, rather than having somebody lowering a rope,
Hmm.
I could just make our giant friend invisible and have him set everyone over the wall.
That's
Like,
not
sure,
an
they'll know
idea.
something's happening to people because they'll be flying through the air and landing on or over the wall, but they won't be able to see what it is. The other person can still try and open the gate for another group, perhaps.
That definitely sounds faster, and it gives the giant time to get to the gate and surprise them. I like that
Honestly,
idea.
Also be invisible.
I would feel rather bad if the giant were to take a couple of dozen arrows just to get the kobolds onto the wall.
Hmm. I like this idea a lot.
Yes, it's a rather
I
good
was going
idea.
to suggest that Alejandro and I go up on the walls with, I believe, the heaviest armor here.
I would be more than willing to do so.
Yes, I know.
And honestly, I don't think stealth would be an issue with the giant since he can fly. Oh my god.
Hmm?
If the giant shoves a bunch of people in his backpack, do they count as on his inventory?
No.
Sure.
Wait, for the giant? No.
For invisibility, because all of your inventory goes
No,
invisible
I don't
with you,
think
like
I
everything
don't
you're
think
carrying.
I don't think people or creatures can be inventory, just like they're not
I would
objects.
assume
They
they are
actually
your
can though.
They
I would
can-
assume
small
they are
enough.
your inventory,
Like,
but as
why
soon as
would
they
all
leave
of
your
your
inventory.
why would all of your stuff be invisible than just there's random people?
I don't know.
I'd assume they are invisible. But
Well,
once
you
they
see,
exit
the
your
reason
inventory-
is because we're trying to break the game right now.
um,
Let's see. A creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person. So technically,
I mean,
as many humanoids
As he could
as the
carry.
giant could
Yeah.
carry
yeah.
would be invisible with him.
Yeah.
You just have to be with him when you cast the spell.
Yeah.
I've never determined the
He could pick
the
you
wording
up,
of
you make him
invisibility. Like,
invisible.
if you pick something up, does it become invisible?
There's
Or
a lot of debate.
are you walking with a floating object suddenly if it's after the
I'm
cast?
assuming it's when
There's
it's cast.
a lot of debate about it.
That's how I would probably rule
I
it as
think-
when it's cast.
Is it because it's
so.
just never been determined officially? Is there a Crawford
Yes.
on this?
No.
I think after the cast.
I'm
it
assuming
will
it's
not.
a
It doesn't
DM
work.
fiat
Yeah.
thing on purpose.
Yeah, I would say it's at the time of the casting. That's how I would rule it. But anyways, though, so and
So we'd
and
all
you would
have
know
to
that.
load up.
How
beforehand.
many kobolds can the giant carry?
Oh,
Well, I
God.
think it's more important that he carry us.
Well, whoever is going onto the wall first. He probably could theoretically carry all of us.
6 or 7 of us.
He has so much strength.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. You know, like hold you between his fingers.
Dude,
Oh,
we have a
his
bag
palm.
of holding as well.
Yeah,
We have an empty bag of holding.
yeah. I'm gonna say
could
that.
put the kobolds in the bag of holding.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say that
Okay.
you guys, you can get all of you up there, including Alejandro and
Also,
and
when
Grizzles.
you dump a bag of holding upside down, all of the contents pour out instantly.
Yeah. No, yeah. So Grizzles. So I'm assuming you guys are gonna have Grizzles go with you, right? No.
Anna would ask him whether he would rather be with us or lead his people.
He would be like, he'd give you a toothy grin and be like, I tell not to get all the glory, Channel. You gotta go for
Alright.
the big ones. And he's, you know, again, a toothy grin. So he definitely wants to go with you, but
What's a kobold weigh?
not that much. I don't know,
They're like 50 pounds.
like 50 pounds, yeah. But no, so I'm gonna rule that you guys could get Alejandro and Grizzles, and all of you guys up there.
Alright.
I'm going to
I like this plan.
I'm going to talk to our gnomish friend and ask him if he's willing to shove 10 kobolds inside of his bag.
Matt, Matthew.
Matt.
Matthew.
Hmm? What?
Are you listening?
You have an empty bag of holding, sir,
Yes, I know.
and we have lots of aggressive kobolds that could be shoved inside of it while we go over this wall.
Will they survive for us to go
They
through?
will have air
For 1 minute.
briefly. Yeah, if we shove it chocker block full, they'll have like a minute or so.
Yes.
But that's all we need. And we'll probably just say, hey, you want to be the first to loot? Hold your breath and jump inside. And then you just, once we get onto the wall, you tip the bag upside down and a bunch of kobolds go spilling out, presumably kind of scattering after that.
Alright.
Yeah, as long as they're fine with it.
All right.
So the
I'll have
question
Grizzles
then,
bring me over to the kobolds and see if we
Mhm.
can find volunteers.
yeah, they'll volunteer. They'll be like, you know, they're war frenzied enough that they're excited enough to get over their claustrophobia or whatever. So I guess the one thing is, so I sent you all like the rough diagram of the overhead view. So the gatehouse is facing you guys. You guys are to the west of this place, so it's actually, you have to turn that 90 degrees. The mountain is on the southern end of the compound. Gatehouse is on the western part, so yeah, you kind of got to spin in your head. So in that case, so you guys, the closest part to where you guys are camped out now is the gatehouse. So that's going to be the easiest to get to, and the entrance to the cave that you guys had been taken out of when you were originally taken captive, where you had teleported into, that is on the southern end going into the mountain. You can see on the diagram I sent you guys. And beyond that, though, and so that's that's actually right next to the building you guys were held in with the other prisoners. So, with that being said, so just out of character, what's the plan? Which side do you guys want to approach from?
Anna would propose that we just go for the section of the wall near the gatehouse to the right of it. So
yeah, I was gonna say the southwest tower, so that we
okay.
can get
presumably take the gatehouse first, and then like that one tower next to the mountain wall. That way we have kind of a corner.
All right.
That's what I'd say.
And I would say that there is, so that you guys will all know this, there are like goblin watches that, watch guards or whatever, that are in the towers and pacing the walls most of the time. Normally a goblin in each tower, and then maybe a couple pacing the walls periodically.
Yeah. I think we should take the southwest tower, and so that we have a place to get down safely.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could also see anyone running to the cave entrance, because that's the only other way out.
So we'll get onto the wall, spread our first batch of kobolds.
We can
Take,
send the
like,
kobolds to the gatehouse, and
Yeah, we'll get them going on, opening the gate up, and the giant will work on getting the rest of the people over the wall as they book it towards the place, or through the gate, or whatever's necessary.
yeah.
It'll all be relatively close by, so.
And then when we get inside, I don't know, we head to the.
How close
Building in the back?
can people that are unstealthed get to the wall?
Well,
Safely.
so like I said, there is a clearing around the compound now of 50 feet. So the last 50 feet is completely open. But then around that, there's trees, and you don't want to be at the edge of the trees. So probably you want to be like another 50 feet in to be completely safe,
All right.
That's not too far, though.
About a round and a half of combat.
Sounds good. So this you're gonna land or like get up on the wall in the southwest tower, and from there we'll take it from there. Gotcha. Okay.
I guess I could technically move 120 feet and around.
But I mean, it shouldn't matter because you guys are gonna be invisible, right? So the idea is you only need to stealth further once you get up on the wall and attack and then stuff, depending on what you do.
Theoretically, once we drop off the giant, we'll lose stealth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I
Drop you guys on the
I
wall.
could upcast it by one and give one of us permanent stealth, but it would be kind of pointless
well,
since there's
that's
going to be
necessary.
Yeah,
a crap
just
ton
one of you. Yeah,
kobolds spewing
yeah.
forth.
Yeah, it's probably not necessary. All right.
We're going to more want to focus fire down whoever we can see of enemies and then go for the gatehouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Loud.
Sounds
Quick.
good. All right, sounds good. Let us do that then.
Like this whole riding the invisible giant is good, but it's not as good as you were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just ride him right into the gatehouse.
So
we could technically go right up to the door and be like, "Hello."
So do you
He'll open the door.
So
Set us inside next to the mechanism.
So do you
I could just firing squad from a shoulder.
All right, so is that the plan though? You guys
You could stay on the giant if you wanted, I guess.
I mean, only up to 120 feet.
Are you guys
Up to 600 feet with disadvantage.
Yeah.
are you guys about ready to get started here?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Hey, we
I
gotta
can also
sleep
give
yet, man.
myself advantage.
Yep.
Sleep is the most important part of battle prep.
Yeah, so you guys will be
Anybody want to burn spells before we
Says
Go
the
to bed.
human.
Nothing to burn.
Uh,
That would benefit me in 8 hours.
sure. I will cast darkness, then dispel it, then cast it again, then dispel it.
practicing?
There we go.
As we get attacked within the night.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah, like yeah, great.
Warlocks don't need.
Just take a short rest on your first hour of watch.
So,
Yeah, I guess we're.
and I'm assuming you guys are gonna have like some of the other mercenaries do the watch. You're not gonna do the watch yourselves. But
There is a lot of them.
there's a
Yeah,
lot. You
there's
can
a
have
lot of
multiple people watching.
There's like 50 things that can be watched for
Yeah,
us.
that's true.
If nothing else, somebody has to watch the kobolds. And I would probably say as much. Like, make sure they don't do anything weird.
Alright.
Like, we don't want any of them getting the idea that they want to be the first up there to start looting.
Right.
Alright. Well, in that case, so let's see. Okay. So, yeah, so you guys go to bed then after preparing yourselves mentally and getting your gear all set up. You go to bed. And you wake up, I'm assuming, well before dawn, so you can prepare. It is a little, maybe like an hour to go down into the valley and then across it. You know, it's not the easiest terrain to traverse.
What's today's forecast?
It is actually cloudy out. And it's
Perfect for our friend.
it's pretty warm, you know.
We need
Can
a
I
12-hour
determine-
forecast to have the Doppler radar screen going for us here.
Can I determine through like clouds or something what the weather is going to be like in the next couple hours?
Roll me a nature check. Let's see if you can.
Nature or survival?
I would say nature.
It's generally nature for that.
Because that's like a part of nature, you know. It's not so much about.
I mean, yeah, but nature is like, I guess.
I would say
Are you
might.
saying that? Are you saying that the fucking water cycle is unnatural?
No, I'm saying that I think that is more of a wisdom sort of dealio than a book
Seems-
smarts.
I would
That's
just-
true, actually. You know
But
what?
intelligence isn't just book smarts.
I'll let you do a nature check, but
Let's
with your
see.
wisdom modifier.
Nature check measures your ability to recall lore about terrain, plants, animals, the weather, and
Yeah.
natural cycles.
So yeah, so I'm gonna.
All right.
I'll let you use your wisdom though.
It's the same,
Alright,
by the way.
so
I
then-
said wisdom and
okay.
intelligence.
So
So it
no,
doesn't
you.
matter.
I mean, as far as you can tell, it's cloudy, and you know that's about it.
If anything,
Um,
I feel like survival is a far more specific
Yeah.
ability check than nature is.
All I know about survival is you use it to follow
Like
tracks,
Yeah.
and,
So,
to find berries.
So in this case, then,
Yeah.
so
Unless you're an outlander, in
Right.
which case you just succeed.
so
Yeah.
the so the men are. Oh, you want to do
Or
that too, Roywin?
What?
Are you like trying to look at the weather patterns too?
Are you just
Yeah.
All right. You think it's probably gonna rain in a little bit?
so? Are you guys like
I
obviously
see.
like fucking sticking your fingers in your mouth and testing the air and looking at the sky?
No, I just look at the sky, look at the clouds, see that it's cloudy, and I'm done.
Yeah. Roywin, on the other hand, he like looks around and he gets a feel for it and just can figure out what's probably likely.
Licks a rock to see how moist it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
Yeah.
to think that Miles just looks up. Hey guys, it's cloudy.
All right. So
and I bet the cloud giant just gives it like a half a glance, like, oh, I see.
So do you
Man,
so
he's up in the clouds already.
in
He
this
made it
case
cloudy.
So in this case though so you guys yeah, so you Roywin shares this with the group. That's
By the
gonna
way-
rain and
You didn't ever say, did the cloud giant like show back up with better gear on?
oh he definitely has his like his normal gear in him now. Yeah, he's not.
I'm
just carrying on a
looking
giant
and
log.
it says something about a morning
Yeah, he's a
star.
big old morning star.
I'm assuming Nox approves.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's a much bigger one, but yeah, it's a big old morning star.
Steal it.
Probably not.
I probably can't even pick
Hey,
it up.
you'll be able to wield it if you bond to it.
I don't think she'd be able to walk.
Yeah, it's definitely a bigger star. Anyways, though, so yeah, so you guys we'll skip forward. So you guys start to travel the short distance to like the closest you guys feel comfortable before you're going to be starting to be within earshot, and so you'll skip forward to that point. And so the plan is to just have so you're going to put all the kobolds in the bag of holding. You're all going to jump on the giant. Anna's gonna cast invisibility upon it. It's going to, and you're also
Probably cast fly on itself so it doesn't have to stealth.
Yes, I was just gonna say, so it doesn't have to make any noise. You're gonna
Not to mention he can actually fly way out, grab more people, and come back in. Since
but
they're
yeah,
slow.
so then he'll take you and drop you off on the wall, and you're going to have. And so here's the one thing I want to confirm is that you're going to have the rest of the group then attack the gate while the kobolds are attacking the gate from the wall. And you guys will figure out what to do afterwards, direct. Yeah.
I'd
Kobolds
assume
up
having them
top.
approach while trying to suppress the ranged people on the wall would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
'Cause they need to get up close enough to come in.
Yes, exactly. So like it'll be like a 2-prong attack on the gatehouse, and then you guys will determine what to do. All right, sounds good. So, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and get into here. So, so you guys, Srefum, all the men are very quiet. The kobolds have been, convinced that they should be quiet, even though they want to be yelling and war frenzying. And
Anna would say to the giant, basically, do whatever feels right once everyone is safely through the gates.
And I would say actually, like maybe a little before you guys even get to this like final meeting point, before you split up, then I guess the one other thing is that Rheinbout would probably take aside Miles and want to talk to Miles alone.
Okay.
He's gonna take you aside, Rheinbout will, and as you guys are walking, and he's gonna be like, Miles.
Yes.
Stop saying that.
Miles, I have a lot of trust in you. We've known each other a little bit longer than the rest of the group. We've traveled together.
The Elwyn moment.
I
Didn't you say that he knew me longer though?
yeah, but he hadn't
You said
traveled
most
with
of the
you
group.
as much, alone.
Well, you see, you avoid him, and
Yes, he
according
didn't
to
really. He doesn't
the
really feel
elf
as
in the party-
comfortable around you, but yes, he has known you longer. Technically, he's been an acquaintance of
Maybe.
yours. Oh shit.
He shouldn't feel comfortable around me.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh.
so anyways, though, so he's like, Miles, I just have a personal request of you.
And what might this request be?
Can you make sure? And he says this very seriously. He says, "Can you make sure that Zindarok is dead?"
If he is here, I will have his head.
Very well. And then he you guys fall back in with the rest of the group. Anyway, so that was a little earlier actually. But now you guys are all gathered up here, and you're all very quiet. And Srefum looks down to you all, and Rheinbout nods to you guys, and Srefum looks at you and is like, "Are you all ready then?"
Yeah.
Very well. All right. So then he'll cast flying on himself because it lasts a while. It doesn't matter. And then I'm assuming you guys are going to do it really quickly, like bam, bam, bam. Get all the kobolds in the bag, jump on him, cast invisibility, and then get going, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're on the clock once the kobolds are in the bag. We don't
Right.
want to flop out a bunch of dead bodies.
Yeah. So
I'll be fair. I think it might be an action to dump the bag. I can't remember.
it's fine. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I'm assuming you guys are all going to collect yourself for just a moment. on
Of
the
course,
wall,
that
so,
is the
yeah.
first thing that's going to trigger the enemy to be like, "Oh hey, something's
So-
happening." Kobolds appeared out of thin air.
So the so you guys all get onto him, and that happens as I just described, and you guys are now invisible. I guess I don't even know if you'd know, but no, everyone else, all the other men are like, whoa, like looking around for you guys, but they can't see you. And Srefum whispers to you guys as he like takes off from the ground and is going a little above the trees now, and he's like, "Here we go." And so you guys are above the trees now. He actually flies you up over the trees, and so you can see the inside of the compound, similar to what I showed you before. You're approaching from the bottom end of that picture I'd sent you, and And so the and so he flies closer, and you guys are now, after just a couple seconds, you guys are over this 50-foot long stretch of ground where actually you can, now that you're close enough, you see below you that definitely actually all these stumps here, looks like there's been a lot of work done recently on clearing out the area around the compound. Lots of the stumps look freshly cut. In fact, you actually see, working on one end of this clearing near the gate, you actually see 2 goblins with a saw in the process of chopping down a tree.
I'm going to dump just a little bit of my water skin on them and make them think it's raining.
Alright, so as you're flying over, you do that, and they'll look around like, but then you guys keep going, and it's only like a split second more before you guys are at the wall. I would say, though, as you guys are approaching the wall, you do notice that above the gatehouse is... so the gatehouse is like, to describe to you guys, it's like the gatehouse is basically comes up even a little taller than the wall itself, because there's like a room that's at the top of the gatehouse, where... presumably maybe there's a mechanism, or maybe that's just like a room you can shoot arrows out of through the little arrow slots. But on top of that as well, on top of like the gatehouse, then there are 2 goblins up there.
Like just chilling on the roof?
They look like they're looking in the direction of one of them looks to just be looking around in general. One of them is watching the ones who are out chopping down a tree. There's one in the tower that you guys are going to be near, also just looking around, scanning from one side to the other. And then and you're close enough now to see that there is a goblin in each tower, and then there's one goblin on patrol right now, currently on the northern side, so the left side of that diagram. And so as you guys are closing in, the giant, what he's going to do is he's going to come up right next to the wall, and actually basically just hover there and let you guys jump off. So so my question for you guys is, do you want to be let off right next to this goblin at the tower, like right on the corner?
Yeah. Faster we can get to him, the faster we kill him.
Okay.
Can I preemptively just shoot him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will definitely are you going to shoot him like while you're invisible on the giant's shoulder?
Yeah.
I would like to draw my sword.
Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming you guys are all ready to jump onto the wall, and you're pretty close to this dude. You're within 1 turn's worth. So what I'm going to say is that... you could take the shot, but of course, if you miss, then he is going to be alerted. But if you hit him, he's going to die.
All right.
He might not die, maybe.
You don't even have to roll damage. I'm just going to say he dies, because you aim well enough, because you're taking your time. Just this one time.
Even
By
if
the way, Poach,
they didn't roll.
Yeah.
your stream is looking at the player list.
Oh, that's not good. Wait. Oh, that's just stuff you guys can see, though, I think, because they don't have the permission to see everything.
Either way,
Still, yeah.
We can't see the people.
better to look at the combat feed and text chat.
Yeah, that is correct. Thank you for rolls. Should have had that up. Alright, yeah, so then, anywho, so in that case, I mean, I'm gonna have you...
I like how his internet hates when he's even playing with Roll20.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. I'm going to then... So when you make your shot, if it misses, I'm assuming the group is going to jump onto the wall and kill this thing anyways, of course. But it will be notified. It might have a chance to yell out,
It's got 2 attacks, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
All right. Well,
I'm just focused on getting that gate open.
all right. Go ahead and make your attack roll. Aye, he's dead.
Oh, jeez.
He's absolutely dead. All right. So yeah, he's
A plus
absolutely
11.
he is absolutely
What about it?
roasted and toasted. You send this arrow. It's this a bow, right? It's just called June. So
Yeah.
it's a
that's my
longbow.
bow's name.
Okay. So you send the arrow flying, and it goes thunk and lands right between his eyes, and he looks up at it and then just falls over before he can do anything. He's dead instantly, basically. But and at this point, I'm assuming you guys jump on the walls right at that moment. You know, right after you see it fly.
Yeah. I imagine us appearing out of thin air, followed shortly by a bunch of kobolds spraying out like water.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming. So yeah, then did Roywin have the bag of holding still? He's the one actually holding it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was asking his permission, basically.
Yeah.
Since
So
it's his
Matt,
now.
I'm assuming you're just gonna dump him out right away. They just come tumbling out.
Sure.
Okay. And they come tumbling out to the instant you guys land. He starts doing that, and you guys are on this tower now.
And could you imagine the betrayal if we just dumped them out in the air?
Dump them
However-
out over a pit of lava.
Okay. However, I'm gonna
Just keep
have
them in there.
Freaking
And let them
ruse
suffocate to
them.
death.
However, they are instantly. It looks like when they get let out, Grizzles is gonna try to have to try to convince them to be quiet and not try to just start yelling right away. So Anna, so Kragox, make a roll as Grizzles of persuasion.
Don't worry, guys. I'll actually change the name beforehand.
Wow, nice job.
Okay, and so
It could be worse.
It
The
was
kobolds-
a natural one.
the kobolds come tumbling out, and Grizzle's like, shh, shh, you know, but they immediately go like, ah! And like are on the wall. They see the gatehouse. They, know what their objective is, and they immediately start running in the direction of the gatehouse.
Fucking Grizzles.
To be fair, I wasn't expecting stealth at this point
And
anymore.
and their shrill yells are yelling out over this whole compound. Actually, at this moment, there's like a goblin walking between two of like the buildings that looks over, and the one on the gatehouse looks over. So
Can I vicious mockery one of the goblins I see?
yeah. So the thing is, I'm not actually gonna roll initiative for this part because there's gonna be like too much going on, and it would weigh things down. So instead,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
Whichever goblin I notice first, I want to just swear at.
So are you
Don't
guys?
die,
Are you
basically.
guys gonna try to basically?
Two natural ones.
So I want to know: are you
I'm
guys
betrayed.
in this moment? Are you guys gonna try to like rush the gatehouse with the kobolds, or are you gonna kind of watch from the
No,
wall and shoot down
please.
into the courtyard?
Neither.
All right, what are you gonna do?
Go down the stairs.
All right, so but then what? As basically, I want to know ahead of time. What are you planning on doing?
We're going to the main building.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. Give me a second. Actually, yeah, no, this works. Give me a second.
Kobolds do know to open the gate, right?
Yeah, they know what the objective is. They've been
So
told.
as long as somebody survives inside there, they'll be fine.
Alright, give me a second.
Plus,
I am
the
gonna.
giant can go bring more people. He's good.
So we will be having actually something here in a second, but let me get it set up because I have the big map
Yeah.
and now I gotta make it more.
The
specific.
giant
Give me a
is
second.
now free to do whatever, and he is still invisible for
Yeah.
another
Oh no, I did this on the
Sorry,
wrong layer.
another 9.5 minutes.
So it takes an action, basically.
Yeah. Give me a second here. Yeah, so you're going to like the main central building then, right? That makes sense. Give me a second.
Let's see.
Give me a break.
Well, specifically, invisibility lasts until the target attacks or casts a spell.
Yeah.
So he can do object interactions, grab people, all that good
Well, I
stuff.
mean-
Use items.
I guess it depends on who he's grabbing.
Friendlies he can grab.
Yeah.
Alright.
And obviously he can just be like, hey, I'm invisible giant man. Come with me.
So you guys run down the stairs and into the courtyard, and so the ground, like the whole ground of this place, outside of the buildings, it looks like there used to be like maybe like decorative gardens and stuff all throughout the place, but they are no longer in good condition. Everything looks like it's been trampled. Lots of those patches of like just raw ground and like rocks shooting up, so it no longer looks like a nice, pruned and well-maintained garden. It looks like this whole, basically all, by default, most of the stuff is just rocky ground now. Anyways, so you so you run down, and meanwhile the kobolds are running along the wall towards the gatehouse. When you guys reach the bottom of the tower, and now you hear like a horn being blown somewhere else in the compound. You know, a bell ringing. Dragery, do you have the bell? Yeah, there we go. Although much more urgent. Obviously, yeah, exactly. Obviously, the stealthy part of this is over. Who's
ready?
who's leading?
Honestly, I am surprised we managed to have a stealthy part.
Yeah. So who's leading the group? I want to know as you guys are coming in here.
Seems like Nox to me.
Probably not.
Okay. So Nox and Miles will say like.
Maybe
together,
Miles
and...
is attempting to lead, but I feel like Nox is just like gonna
Oh shit! Give me a second.
Doing it.
out aggro.
Give me a second. All right. So then, as you guys are going in and you're moving towards the main compound, you see that there is on the building on the right side in the picture I sent you, the southern building near the mountain, the wing there. There is a door on the southern end of that, like an open door, actually. And as you guys are moving like in front of the store, then coming out of it are 2 goblins. So you are gonna have to roll me initiative now. We're gonna have a
Oh
combat.
no.
I punch one.
Well, we're not gonna roll initiative
Well, then-
yet until we get that.
Oh yeah, let me do that. Let me do the map drop first, and I'm just dropping you guys.
That dank old mat drop where we can click our tokens and do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you
Get that.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Let me put the view.
Heck
button.
yeah,
oh,
bud.
oh god. Oh, God.
Are all you out there? No. Wait. Am I
No.
missing? I'm missing Matt. Hold on. Give me a sec.
I like how both of me and Grizzles are like.
Oh, it's so big.
Oh my goodness.
That's a big boy.
Hold on.
He's a big boy, and we're just like between.
Okay.
We
Give me a
can't
sec.
see.
Viewbot
Can't
boy
see
is also
either.
between tiles.
Oh yeah, I gotta give you guys vision. Let me do that.
Here, I'll go between tiles.
You do have to give us vision.
Sword of Thundara.
Yeah,
Give me
sight.
sight beyond sight.
Bar 1. There you go. There's Perplex, and then bar 1 has sight.
Oh god, there I am.
And then let me save that for both of you guys so that it remembers that in the future.
Ah, suck it, Grizzles. This is what happens when I roll with the right names.
Okay, there's that, and then
Oh, hey,
Rip.
there's a certain man.
Is it me?
No.
Highest roll so
Also,
far.
why do I only see the names of? I just noticed
You
this.
only see the names of people you control.
Yes.
so let's see.
Unfortunate.
But
there's a certain slave that
Oh, yeah, he's already on the list if you
is he?
wanted to look.
I guess I never noticed
He's
what his
the
token
sixth.
was.
It's blue.
Oh wait, there's
Blue boy.
old things.
He's a
on here.
magical
Give me
bull
a
boy.
sec.
Yes.
He doesn't.
He's an
he doesn't
Eldritch
look
Knight.
like what I expected him to look
To
like.
be honest, he's hard to remember that he exists sometimes.
I mean, you don't have to remember he exists. He's my knight.
Yeah.
At least if he dies, you can suck his soul.
Like honestly,
no, I
I'll
have to kill him to do that.
I'll just consider him
Oh.
your multi-attack.
Okay. Give me a
I
second
Maybe
now.
if he's
I have
gonna die,
extra
you
attack.
can kill him yourself.
Well, you're gonna have another one, and then 2
Eventually.
more in the level.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
give me a
true.
sec. That's not what
And he's
I meant to
also
do.
like 4 more spell slots for you.
His spell slots right now only protect himself, which is fine.
Well, you know, he's an extension of you. You're protecting yourself.
Give me a second.
You see, he gets in front of you, takes the damage, and doesn't get it.
I would like to buy a
Just
slave.
like Malik did to the rest of the party last time.
Oh
And I
god, what's
would too.
that? Oh, it's
What are you talking
Archer
about?
Boy.
There's nothing else here. Definitely nothing.
You
else
see,
here.
I had to do it the hard way by nurturing a horrendously evil creature for
Yeah, and
like
I
5
risked getting
sessions.
my soul sucked out.
But
So
we came
we're
from,
even.
Yeah, the
I
tower
also
down there.
This tower, yeah.
Getting
Yeah,
my
yeah.
soul sucked
And
out.
so the kobolds are up on the
I-
wall, like
Actually, had my soul.
by this
sucked out.
point, the Grizzle's likes are up on the wall over here, running towards there. I'm not gonna draw them and represent them, but you know, I'm gonna
Do you wanna
describe to you
know
what's
the funny
happening.
part?
They
Yeah,
can take care
their
of themselves.
background happened.
Yeah, they can take care of themselves too.
You want to know the funny part?
What?
If Miles got his soul sucked out, he's already sold it, so it wouldn't really make a difference for him.
Why don't we just have
Well,
him
it
draw all
would
the cards?
make you lose your
Character.
independence early.
Yeah.
It would
What
also mean
happened?
that a fucking devil or whatever has a dispute with your patron suddenly.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what would happen if
Oh, wait,
you
I need
pulled the
one
void?
I would be where you are now.
So,
Yeah, but your soul is already taken.
Well, you see, you don't
It's
argue
still in
with
my
the
body.
Oh, give me a
You do
second.
not argue with the deck of many things, unless you're a god.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't Black Razor be like, nah, dog.
Well, you see,
that's
Black
mine."
Razor's just a little bitch.
Black Razor's
Comes as
also just a sword.
Like, honestly,
Yeah,
just make
but,
Black Razor pull from the deck of many things until it loses its soul.
I don't think it can.
And then you eat its soul.
Yeah,
So
don't you have
heavy.
to have like
um,
hands?
alright, so I think we're actually ready to go. I think I
Well,
did
if Black
everything, so-
Razor's so fucking powerful, it should be able to have hands.
Actually, well, actually, no.
Oh
Wait.
my God.
Give me one more. Give me one
I'm
more.
not.
second.
I'm not gonna Photoshop this.
You know you will.
One more second.
Do it.
I
The combat
want
will
to.
get a little too long, and
Yeah.
suddenly there'll be a sword with hands for the fucking pommel,
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and
or the crossguard, I should say, more likely.
I would like you all. Yeah.
Does
that's good.
Black Razor have art?
Yes, lots of art.
Yeah.
It's very famous.
It's a
indeed.
yeah, it's a pretty famous. So the
Oh, I
Pretty
guess.
famous.
I mean, it's not my patron. Just saying it's like an.
I only
so
chose it as my patron because it was fitting.
I
All right.
would
Okay. Well,
like you
I
guys
think you can
to.
just search.
You guys can go ahead and get started whenever you're ready, actually, because Miles, you're gonna be going first.
All right. So I see goblins, right?
I mean, do you see goblins on your screen? Because if so,
Yeah.
then yeah, you see them.
I think you see goblins.
And my sword's already drawn.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
sword is pretty good at killing goblins.
That's true.
You
If
can
you're
follow
Oh
following
my
your
God!
sword
You
for
can reach
free.
the goblins.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming you
Yeah.
guys already had all your weapons. You knew you were gonna fight, so.
So
Is
I'm
this-
gonna go over here, and I'm gonna hit this goblin.
Is this a new era of aggro miles?
Oh shit! Alright. So yeah, you do have the special goblin sword there. I didn't realize that's what you're saying.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
So roll
remember, was
your
the wording goblin or goblinoid?
goblinoid.
Goblinoid.
It's all
Black Razor is,
goblinoids.
like,
Yeah.
Real sparkly.
So go ahead and
Stuff like
make
that.
your attack.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to attack with booming blade,
Okay.
and before I do, I'm going to use my bonus action to engage Rite of the Storm. So I'm level 6 right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I lose 6 HP.
Right.
All right, and then bop.
Skiddly bop.
Skiddly-bop,
Does
diddly-bop.
16 hit,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
and it does another 3 damage.
Yeah.
And then another
You,
D8
You-
damage. And another D4 damage.
you chop it in half. You like go from left to right. Chop it in half, and its torso flies up in the air, and it's screaming.
Where did that second D8 come from?
From the goblin effect.
Yeah,
It
it's the
rolls
Goblin
two.
Slayer thing or whatever.
Or
I forgot
two.
about that.
Yeah,
Nice.
Sunderer. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was it called? I don't remember. I had some
What
Slayer.
are you linking to me for
Striker.
Slayer?
That's it. All right. So, anyways, though,
Its name is right there in my attack.
so that one is dead. You do see the other things though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can feel free to
And I'm
yell
going
back.
to call back and say, there's another hellhound and a hobgoblin in this area.
Yeah, and by the way, they look like they are running the same way the goblins were to like see what's going on, right? You know. Anyways, though, and the hobgoblin was like holding on a leash or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, so it is your turn now, Anna.
Alright. I'm gonna check my range. Definitely fine. Also gonna check and see who I am rolling as. Alright, I am gonna go about here. Oh yeah, that is a hellhound and a half.
Yeah. Well, that'd be kind of weird if there was
Hobgoblin.
1.5 hellhounds, but you know.
Well, there's a hellhound and about a half a hobgoblin.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this here goblin boy.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I'm gonna do a little bit of.
Nice. Yeah, that hits. And that definitely kills them. That's max, right?
Alright,
Yeah.
I do believe I have another beam, and I will try and hit the hellhound.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, that hits. Hits the freaking hellhound.
Alright.
Alright, not as much, but still, you got it. Some damage in. Alright, yeah.
I think that'll do her.
Alright, sounds good. Nox.
Will that do her?
Okay. One. Two. Huh. I see the hellhound and back up and decide to cast Eldritch Blast at it.
You're like, you see what that thing can do. You don't want to be too close. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that hits. And that one else hits 18 damage. Nice. Alright, and it already looks pretty bloodied, actually.
Oh, those are.
It's
some good
like
rolls.
it's like growling. It's like Arr! But it's
I thought you had the mod
it's
on.
still alive though. So
No, I don't.
alright, sounds good. So
That's strike.
The mod
Okay.
that actually lets you roll good.
next up is 2.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Two.
But you.
Not to be confused with Drake's stupid
Not to be
dice. that he
confused
puts on
with
that.
the 2 on the map.
That's Alejandro's owl.
No.
Oh, not to be
There is
confused with the stupid
100%
dice
a
that
bird token that
Nox
could be.
puts
Yeah,
on
I
that.
think I
Sure,
thought I
but
saved
I don't
it.
have one.
I thought I
Alright,
saved
here
it
you
as
go.
one.
It's not
That's
an
weird.
owl.
Like for
but you
real,
can have one of
Ivor
them.
had a token that looked like an
I
owl.
I
think-
believe you.
No,
but
there
I
is
don't-
one. I thought I put one on it. I thought I saved it. I might have saved it wrong.
Here, you can have one of my.
When I
birds.
dragged
I
it
don't
out as the
want
owl.
any birds.
That'll do.
I have control over the two, so.
Alright, that's fine.
What the fuck?
What the hell are you
alright.
doing? 2 leads
So
through?
that's those are arrows that shooting at the hellhound. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. Those both hit. Roll
Is
your
tokens
damage.
good?
Alright. What is the extra damage for?
Actually, ignore that. I picked a different class.
Okay.
What?
He's reworking his
Just
character
do that.
now.
Just do the first one.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, they're just the first number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them hit.
Yes.
Like, both of them
yes,
are,
they
are
do.
still there.
What is
But
up?
Oh,
His
that's
name.
because you're not a brute. I get it.
Yes.
What language do you use?
Not a real one.
This is not important.
Alright, so it is still alive actually, but it's looking real beat up now. As you have fired these shots, and now it's Mr. Hobgoblin's turn. So he is, when I find his sheet out of my myriad sheets, well, so first off, just as a free action, he drops the frickin' leash or whatever of this thing. Just lets it go. And he then, he already had his sword out. He doesn't have his shield out though, because he, needed one hand to hold the leash. But he's gonna, he's actually gonna charge in at Miles. Oh, he's not on the grid. Sorry. And he's going to.
You should really put him on it.
Yeah, it's because he is weirdly too small, so then I make him big, but then he doesn't line up with it. I don't know. Anyways, he's gonna swing at you with his longsword. What is your AC?
18, I think. Yeah, 18.
Okay. Yeah. So he misses. It's actually really close. It maybe even like skips off your armor or something.
I probably just block with my shield.
Yeah. Yeah. You block with your shield, but it hits your shield, and so it's pretty close. It would have hit you otherwise, but he comes and swings him with this, and he growls at you, and he's like, and he actually says to you in common, he's like, there are many of us. You will die.
Will you allow me to respond?
Sure.
In common, I will say, oh, I'm sure, but I won't be the only one.
And he looks a little puzzled about that. And then you continue fighting. Alright, so now it's Roywin.
Okay. I go there.
Okay.
Oop. And oop. Oh god. Actually, I'm gonna say here. Oh no, wait. I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. And if anybody comes within range, I'm gonna attack them with my spear.
Okay.
A spare.
I got you.
My
Sounds good.
spear.
Alright, sounds good.
Did you take any ranged weapons?
What?
What does Alejandro do?
Well, so first, his owl rolled an 8 in initiative.
Okay, let me
So let me just
Oh, it can't be
Can
added
you-
to the tracker.
not by me because I don't have a.
yeah, okay, hold on. I can do that real quick.
But we can do that another time.
There. And then change it to an 8 and descending. There you go. So that actually.
Oh,
25 words or less?
I can't see what it sees.
Oh, okay. I can get that sight. 2.
So I guess. Can you give this thing sight to me? Oh, nice.
This would have been so before the
It would
hobgoblin.
just be
then.
like giving sight of anything. You gotta suffer like me and play like I am with a blind Grizzles.
Alright, so that was the owl's turn. Anyway, Alejandro. Probably run to here.
Yeah, following you loyally.
So closely.
There. Alright. That's his turn.
Okay.
I guess if anything gets within 5 feet of him,
Yeah.
any enemy, he would attack it. But
All right. Grizzle's turn.
All right.
I'm assuming he's going to be willing to just come up, maybe do a shot with the bow.
Most likely. Do either of them look visibly wounded?
Oh yeah, the hellhound is very wounded, visibly.
5. I believe that's well within
Yeah.
bow. Yep. All right. So I imagine he will attack the hellhound.
All right.
Although he does get sneak attack on, like, it's hard to say. Like, is there a justification for rogues to attack things that they get sneak attack bonus on?
Sure.
That isn't
Yeah.
metagamey.
I don't know.
Like,
I
I
think
can
you
hit
make
him in
a
the
reason.
best spot.
Yeah.
But
I
like
don't know.
they know they're like you know how you fight, and if they know
Yeah.
that they can
Yeah.
strike something better in a certain situation,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I feel
That's
like
not-
there,
And you can
there's
look
an
at your
argument to be
enemies and
made that
see,
he would know
you know.
he could hit the hobgoblin better right now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's up to you.
You're in partial control.
No, I would say it's up to you. You can make a decision. Either way, it's fine
Alright,
though.
well, I think he'll try and hit the hobgoblin.
Okay.
He'll probably fail. Never mind.
No, he hits that.
Only because I rolled with my name.
And so, roll your damage then.
And then sneak attack. Okay, 10 damage.
Okay. And
Better than it
he
would've been.
he looks like he's barely still alive, but he is still alive. The hobgoblin. He's snarling in pain now. All right. So the now it's gonna be the hellhound's turn. Okay. I'm gonna use one of these things in a little bit.
Rip Miles.
I probably won't die.
It's gonna it's gonna come over.
Hey.
These things are not nearly as powerful as they used to be compared to you guys now. So it's gonna run up to here, which will trigger that attack of yours.
Kite.
Poke him.
I'm a poke him.
Poke him. That does hit. And roll your damage. Alright, so as he comes running up, it looks like he was about to like leap at Miles, but he you pop around the corner and go BAM! And stab him right in the jugular, in the throat, and he falls to the ground dead. This hellhound.
Matt, what's in your other hand? No, never mind. Spears are. Never mind.
My spear attack is two-handed.
Yeah, I know. I
So,
just
yeah.
have it roll as
I
two.
forgot that spears were decent.
I just picture like he got ready for like a cavalry charge and just shoved
Yeah,
the end of the
exactly.
spear in the ground and just like let it.
Yeah,
impale
you let
itself.
his momentum really do most of the work, and so he falls. The hellhound falls to the ground dead. Now the hobgoblin's looking a little worried. He's like, "Oh crap."
Oh no.
Okay, so Miles, back to you.
Well, you see how there's a hobgoblin in front
Yep,
of
I
me?
do.
Well, first off, I have a bonus action.
Yeah.
So there's a certain spell that I have called Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting
I'm aware
hexed,
of it.
and I guess I'll dexterity.
Okay.
So hobgoblins are goblinoid, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna booming blade this guy. So here's
he,
my.
I would let you
He's
know he
got
looks
1 HP.
he looks very hurt. I would say you know this. He's,
I mean, I might as well use booming
okay.
blade.
But you could
Alright.
just do it fast.
So unfortunately that doesn't hit, of course, as you might imagine.
Alright.
He's armored. He actually yeah, he doesn't have like splint or plate, but he is he's chainmail on. You guys can all see this. Anyways, so yeah, so you miss. Is that all you can do? Use your bonus action.
Yes.
All right,
Wow, you rolled real bad.
sounds good. So before you go, Anna.
Yeah, I did.
Before you go, Anna, there's gonna be some other dudes going.
Wow.
Can
Secret dudes.
give me a second. Just gotta look at something here. Okay, and they will go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think actually so these guys are around the corner, but Alejandro's, is that Alejandro's owl or your owl?
Alejandro.
Oh, okay. So they would see the owl, and the owl would see them. I think they're actually gonna shoot at the. They're actually gonna shoot at the
Shooting at wildlife.
wildlife. Yeah.
That's very aggressive
Wow.
wildlife.
Yeah, because they're.
Do they have a
dicks.
license for that?
No, it's illegal.
Now they're definitely dead.
All right.
If all
And,
like straight up
Does it just have like
asking
1
for
HP
their
or what?
fucking hunting license.
Yeah.
Alright, so one of them got a nat 1, the other one got a 23. So that thing is gonna die, yeah. Of course Alejandro knows this.
Obviously.
And I'm
you could
assuming
see it.
yeah.
All of us could see it.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's true. You guys can all see this thing get like an arrow come fly by and go zoop, and the bird dies, disappears, whatever. So
Oh no.
now it's your turn, Anna.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me describe something else for you guys, actually. The kobolds have reached the gatehouse up top on the wall, like the door that goes into the upper gatehouse area. However, right when they're about to like run up to it and approach it, then it opens on its own, and up there comes out actually a couple goblins and a hobgoblin.
My condolences, goblins.
And they definitely look like surprised by the fact that there's a bunch of kobolds coming at them, but they're gonna start fighting, and the kobolds look like they're gonna be fine, but it is gonna take a little extra time for them. Anyways, though, so now Anna, your
so
turn.
this hobgoblin's looking rough, huh?
Yeah.
The things that shot the owl, I don't see them. Where were they again? Where'd the arrow come from?
This way.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I basically just saw the owl go poof and the arrow came from that direction. Where?
Yeah.
Rip
Alright,
out.
well, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast our boy
Yep.
here. Change over. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that hits, and yeah, you kill him easily. Actually, you find a weak spot in his armor, maybe hit him in the neck, and he just goes flying back to the ground, dead.
All right. You said I was seeing this stuff happening with the goblins? And
Yeah.
Hobgoblin up there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, I'll take a pot shot at one of the goblins.
Yeah,
up
sounds
there
good.
With my other blast.
Do it. Do it up.
Oh,
Right? It
definitely
does not.
pot shot.
It does not hit. In fact, it whizzes by the ear of one of the kobolds, who looks down like
Nothing.
Anyways, though. All right, cool. So
And then
Nox.
I will.
Oh, are you gonna move at all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then now it's Nox's turn.
Okay. As far as I can get. Whatever comes around the corner, my Eldritch Blast.
Okay, sounds good. 2. What are you gonna do?
Right. We're gonna there, I guess.
All right.
We're gonna shoot one at each.
Okay, sounds good. And yeah, you hit both of them. Roll the first. Okay, and the second.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and they both keel over dead.
So I literally, if I hit, I cannot not kill them.
Yeah,
They have
that's
7
true
HP,
actually.
so
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Not.
I don't think
What
I
is
can.
going on with 5 plus 2 plus 1?
Yeah.
Well, it's Dex mod because he's a fighter,
Yeah.
so he's already at 20. Archers or braces of archery.
Yeah, it's
And
the
then
2. and
Also,
then
wait,
archery
do you-
is a +1 bow.
Oh, +1 bow.
Yeah. So anyways though,
Definitely 2 Sino.
there are yeah, too soon. There are those goblins up top that you guys can start shooting at, but you don't have to. If you want, you can break off from the combat at this point. It's up to you guys. Do you want to support the kobolds a little bit more from down here? You can just shoot.
Sure, 30 kobolds, 20 humans, and a giant got it covered.
Yeah, and actually at this point I would say you start to hear like a yell that says like charge, from outside over the wall. So at this point, are you guys going to do you guys regroup real quick or just shout to each other? What do you say?
Onward, group.
All right.
Find that fucking red-eyed asshole.
Yeah.
Or the one that killed Elwyn.
Sounds
Both of
good.
them, preferably.
So so which way are you guys gonna go then? The main building is this one over here. Just yeah. And as you go, I will describe what's happening.
Lead the way, fearless leader. Very angry, fearless leader.
All right. Actually, so
Well,
I would
guess
say
more vengeful.
I would say as you guys are approaching
Yeah,
this
less
corner,
angry.
yeah, as you guys are approaching this corner, up here to the left, actually, there are gonna be some goblins actually coming out of from the main building down towards the gatehouse. Would you guys stop to intervene at all, or?
Goblins. I would
Well,
kill them.
I guess I would take.
All right, take like a
pot
shot or
shots
two.
as we're
Okay.
traveling.
That sounds good. I'm not even gonna make you guys roll. We'll say that you take a few shots. So Nox, as you so let me describe what the layout is here. This thing is actually like a little bit of a bridge. That is there's not anything underneath it. It's just like a decorative bridge, sort of. And there's stairs that lead up and meet in the middle of the bridge. So I don't know. And so this platform though is raised above about 10 feet above the ground, maybe. It's just a little archway.
I say we go inside and head through the building.
All right.
Alright.
Okay. And so do you guys see anything? I'm gonna actually hold on, let me move the stream view.
See a lot of green.
Yeah.
Lot of
So that's the. Let me actually give me a second here. That's the courtyard. on either side in each of those buildings. There's like the little courtyards. And actually, you probably see a couple goblins coming down on this side, running south. Well, south on this map, running down though. And so what do you want to do here? Do you want to just?
I would like to kill them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and Eldritch Blast any.
Yeah, each of you.
Random enemies I see walking.
Yeah, each of you roll me your attacks. You'll say there's like two
I
goblins.
can't see the goblins.
All right. Okay.
Oh damn.
Nice.
But
So
if I would have seen the goblins, I would have Eldritch Blasted them.
So Anna kills both of them. So however though, so Anna and
Hey,
2.
Hey, Anna could not kill them.
Yeah.
It's possible.
So
It
Anna.
is possible.
Well, actually, yeah, you rolled your damage. Yeah, that's true. I was just gonna. All right. Yep. All right. One of them lives. Yeah. And then 2 can take your shot now.
Right now it's dead.
Oh yeah, you already took your shot. There you go. Now it's dead. Anyways, so you guys, are you Anna and 2? Are you like behind a little bit, taking shots from behind?
Yeah.
I
We'll
will
stay as
always
close. I'll stay
be-
as close as I can. We'll
Okay.
just shooting that stuff.
As you
I'll
guys.
always be behind.
All right, as you guys reach this point, I want both of you to make me perception checks.
As we do.
Yeah, you two, since you're
So we'll be, like,
behind.
here.
You're taking up the rear. Oh god,
Perception.
did you disappeared from my screen? Hold on, give me a sec. I'm gonna refresh.
Wow.
I'm still
why would
missing
you-
one Grizzles.
Why would you
Yeah,
do
Grizzles is
Oh
way
yeah,
back.
I left him way
Oh
back
yeah,
there
he's
somewhere.
following you guys. No worries.
I figure poetry will like grab him if
Yeah.
we need him.
Yeah, no worries.
Perception.
Give me a second.
My best.
Yeah, I want both of you to pause for a sec and roll
My
me perception.
absolute
Poetry,
best
I'm giving you a
rolls.
gift.
All right, what is
There's
it?
a hobgoblin that is properly proportioned, so it should fit in a square.
Oh, thank you. That's good.
Awful.
I will need that at some point, I'm sure.
Every DM needs one.
So, did you want to roll me your perception, Perplex?
I rolled a 9.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Alright, luckily it's not actually that hard to see.
I
So
mean, I have a passive of 15, if that helps as well.
so 2, yeah. Actually, what's your passive as well, Anna? I'm assuming it's
My
well,
passive is 11.
Oh, it's 11, yeah, because you can
Because
see
I'm a
that there.
bard.
Yeah. So the
Hell yeah.
So I would say though, I would say actually, this is so obvious that both of you are gonna see it. Actually, you have to roll terribly not to. And I'm assuming you guys are looking around, making sure no one's flanking you.
Yeah, I'm actively looking around shooting at things, so I imagine I'm alert.
Yep. So as you come around to there, you actually see up here, right around like the corner area, pretty much at the edge of your vision, like popping around somewhere up here is a goblin. They just poke their head like sort of into view real quick, and they immediately like yell out.
Can I shoot them?
Sure, but yeah, sure, you can shoot them real quick.
Like, they've already yelled. There's not much
Yeah.
I can do. So I'm gonna try and... Oh my god.
All right.
Rip.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm
Alright,
also going
there you
to
go.
shoot them.
Yep, you hit.
I was
And,
very surprised about this goblin.
However,
For some reason.
after and so it falls down to the ground. However, after that, you hear a shout coming back in the direction, like almost a muttering, and it's in common. It sounds like a human speaking. It's like a silky voice, and he's like, useless goblins.
Cultist.
Sounds like it.
So do you alert the rest of the group? Either of you?
Is there like a doorway there, or?
It came from around the corner. You couldn't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd just say I think we have a cultist here.
Do you want to go back and deal with it?
I'm gonna
Well,
actively go.
If we don't go back and deal with them, they'll come up here and deal with us.
Fine, let's go.
Okay.
I suppose we can divert this once.
All right.
I'm gonna be like right here though, as soon as I can see the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna prepare to shoot whatever comes out.
Okay. What about the rest of the group? Like, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna try and look around this way a little bit.
Okay.
I love the group push.
And so Anna, are you like
Guys
pushing up to here
moving
then,
in.
Anna?
Slowly.
All right.
Like if I am worried about running up on something, I'll go back.
Where can you actually like see to through here? Let me see.
Right now I can see that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so okay, so none of you guys see anything yet.
So I'll prepare Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
I'll also prepare.
And you guys are gonna wait till something comes around the corner, basically.
Enemy, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
About
I'm
5.
specifically looking at the door, but like.
Yep.
preparing
About
for whatever I see.
about 10 seconds passes by, and you don't see anything.
All right. Well,
You hear
I'm gonna
yelling
go
in the distance,
further
though.
up.
All right.
Well, after 6 seconds,
I'm gonna go up
we
here.
would have stopped preparing.
And yep. And so then at
I
that.
would keep preparing.
Mm-hmm. And you still don't see anything, Anna, but you hear voices, distant voices, coming from
To
around the
left or
corner.
right?
To the right, around the corner.
All right. I'm gonna try and sneak up.
Okay.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Where is all this happening?
Inside the
over
courtyard door.
here. Yeah, up to the right
Right.
more, around the corner. All right.
All right.
So you still don't see anything. You hear voices around the corner.
I would like to peek around the corner
Okay.
without actually like going all the way around.
Yeah. I would say roll me a stealth check. Just it won't be that hard actually. It's gonna be very easy. By the way, you guys would all
Blue
reckon.
lines.
Yeah, so I was actually just going to tell you, you would all recognize that this is the door that led to the prisoner chambers.
Oh my goodness.
And this
Fortress
is
having trouble.
this is the place. Oh yeah, am I
I
back?
can roll 20 when you speak.
Oh, hold on, give me a sec. Give me a sec.
I
am
think he's.
am I back
we
now?
can hear him moving tokens.
Am I back now?
Yeah.
All right. So I was actually going to describe to you guys. You already know that this is the door that led to the prisoner chambers. You can recognize it once you come around the corner and see the front of it. And this was that room.
That means this is. Yeah.
That was like the tavern rooms looking thing that you fought that drakeling and got your weapons back from. However, both the doors
So,
are
where would
closed.
Grizzles be right now? Since I
He'd
got
be
Matt
behind you.
following me.
He'd just be right behind you.
Alright.
I would also say though, around the so when you poke your head around the corner and you're stealthy about it, you see actually a goblin running this way down the tunnel, far away now, like at where the tunnel like turns. And they're running, and they look back over their shoulder like they're looking to see if anything's coming after them, but they don't see you because you stealthed. And
So they ran into the tunnel.
yeah, and they are yelling something out ahead of them.
All right. That's all I see. I guess I'll go back around to wherever everyone else is waiting and tell them that.
Mm-hmm. By the way, at this point, you guys hear like I would say also, at this point, like you hear running of other creatures all around the compound around you. You don't see anymore because the place you are. But you hear them mostly in the main building running towards the gatehouse, essentially. Maybe like over this bridge up here. But there's like
So this is the tunnel?
the tunnel's to
Yeah.
the right, yeah. But you hear all this running towards the gate, and you hear like arrows being going shoo shoo at the gate. Yeah, you hear fighting, and you actually hear kobolds like cheering in the distance too. So obviously stuff is happening at the front of the gate, and you even hear Srefum maybe yell out like "Roar!"
Roar!
So however, there's more enemies going that direction it seems. But there was a goblin. You guys did hear a voice coming seemingly from this direction.
Yeah, like I said, once I got back to them from around the backside, I'll tell them that. So
Well, we need to make sure no one escapes. So if anyone's going toward that teleportation area, I mean, I guess they don't have to teleport from there, but we might as well go check it out.
all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good.
The way closest thing that we have to a tank.
Mm-hmm. Sounds Gucci. So you guys go ahead and go that way. So I'm gonna take us off the map here.
To the brown
Well,
path.
yeah.
Ooh,
But
the brown. Also, there's a little bit of black. Why is that little bit right there?
Where? Sorry, I'm not on that map anymore. Give me a second.
Wow.
It won't matter in a second.
I'm just gonna go right
You'll
here
be dead.
so I can cover. I'm gonna cover as much of the map as possible.
Give me a second. So I need to put you guys all on this other map. So give me just 1 second.
There we go. Just know that this is your fault, poetry.
I'm not looking. I don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're the only one who can really see what you're doing, Greg.
Well, come to where I am and you'll see as well.
I have a guess.
Give me a second. Let me make sure this is gonna look alright. And so when you get on this map, don't move around yet. Just reorder yourselves in the little bit of space. In the little bit of space I have given you guys here. Don't move any further yet, but just reorder yourselves as you would be in the couple tiles there.
So this is the exit, yeah?
No, oh yeah, that way's up. Yeah, and actually it's actually longer than I have it here. I just made it shorter for simpler purposes, but it's a little longer than this, I would say. The point where you're coming in. So get in order. Don't go past where like Nox is right now. But
That's not on the grid.
I like how much Kragox is in the wall. There you go.
He used meld into stone.
Anyways, so
That spell is so garbage.
so what I'm
It used to be really good.
It's so garbage.
I used to let you walk through stone walls.
so the so anyway, so now
Into a one.
also you're kind of crackly for me, Perplex. Is that for anyone else?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably because like I'm on
Perplex
the
is
west
also
coast.
crackle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I said. Perplex is crackly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm also on the west coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in Oregon though.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys can move ahead one tile at a time, moving together.
I'm averaging about
and then
100
Stop whenever you
right
see
now.
enemies, because I can't see vision as easily as you guys can. And I'll tell you what happens.
Goodbye, Matt.
I don't know. Just do
Gonna
one
meet
character.
Trish in that?
Oh, wait, is Matt not on
I've
here?
just had to watch it many times. You
There he
definitely
is,
see
oh.
enemies though.
Yeah.
Well, I can,
So yeah, I would say
I-
you guys.
You don't?
No, I see rocks.
there's an
I
enemy
also see
right
rocks.
there.
I don't
Alright.
see it.
So we'll stop there then. If any of you can,
I assume it's a
Well-
red something. Is that an enemy?
it's a
I
hobgoblin.
don't
Yes.
see
Also
it.
a hobgoblin.
Yep. So let me. So you
So
guys
I just
pause here.
Nox and myself still move forward.
Either
well,
Nox
so,
or
yes, I know.
Nox's manservant
But we don't
style
play. This
thing as
isn't
they were
a
walking forward.
RTS though. So let me tell you, like, when he sees you guys, the hobgoblin immediately like barks something out in a different language.
I wonder what language.
Well, I don't know. Do you guys speak Goblin? Any of you?
Imagine we're recognizing it at
Yeah.
this point.
But he barks them out. But then he yells out in common and says, "Halt!" And a familiar voice comes from out there, and you hear, "Well, well, well. I knew you'd be coming soon."
I don't halt and I keep walking forward.
All right. And roll me initiative when you get to that point. Dun, dun, dun.
Bam.
I'm gonna say that you guys were you can be all up to there. Does 2 want to be any further
I
up?
do
Oh
not
shit!
want to be up there.
What just happened? Give me a sec.
Damn!
Up to where?
Up where you were.
Brown.
Yeah.
I'm like not gonna be next to everyone else though.
Give me a second.
100% not.
Oh, I'm getting my pop-out character sheet here.
Yeah.
You haven't been popped out this whole time.
Where's the
I've been making
tracker,
characters.
by the way?
for
I'm
like the
gonna.
last
I have to
week,
pull it up. Give me a
so
sec.
no, I have not been. Because it's more difficult to make characters and pop out.
Okay.
How is it that I'm listed as a 6 right now?
And now I gotta pop out my things because when I refreshed
'cause
it earlier, it didn't.
The last thing you rolled was for crystals.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
and you didn't move your token selection over to Grizzles.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what did it. So you have to roll.
I'll just fix this shit.
Give me a second.
Well, he only rolled one better anyway.
What a fucking nerd. I like these good rolls that we've got like right here at the start.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Das ist gut. Yeah, I'm popping out my character sheets, and
I think
then I'll roll
like
initiative.
most of us have some kind of a deck stat.
Yeah. Ali up here is
Ollie doesn't. By the way, Alejandro's Arab now. I'm just calling him.
Calling him Ali. Oh my.
yeah,
That's fine.
Muhammad.
This isn't
Wait,
the
no.
Latin.
Depending on the time period, that would make perfect sense.
Yeah. It's just so much faster,
CK2 boys.
Give me a second.
right?
Okay, I'm almost done. I'm rolling the initiatives now. I got all the pop-outs rather.
Ali, because he's a skateboarder.
Right?
Ooh,
He knows all the
rolled
tricks.
decent enough there. And this one, shit,
Oh,
that's a lot
that's
of
me.
initiatives to keep track of.
God, why did you have to roll 17? Now we have to do the whole fucking tiebreaker.
Yeah, why?
Oh, with my dudes, they have a +2.
+3.
So yeah, you are ahead of them. I suspected as much. Give me 1 second.
Dude, like 2 more levels. I have max charisma.
Give me 1 second.
Yep.
I gotta do a
Excited.
couple of things, and I'm gonna describe
And
to
I can
you
get
what you
dexterity. Or
see.
feet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I haven't decided what. Well, probably gonna find a constitution.
Like, I
Yeah,
guess
man,
the
2
thing
more
is,
levels.
Dex
Look
is
at that.
almost 100% just AC, which is good, but
I mean, my dex is maxed for my armor, so